Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, you know what we're looking at today? The lowest mileage 01 911 Turbo in the entire world. Let me tell you, this is the way you buy a car. When 911 turbos, you know, are $120,000 to $180,000, the fact that you can buy a car with 15,000 miles on it in this kind of condition for under $50,000, it is a no-brainer. So if in the world of Porsches, if you were looking for one, this is the way you want to get it. All right, so let's take a look here, because it's got some, you know, the cars come standard with a lot of stuff, but here we have some upgrades. For instance, the Basalt Black Paint. So it's actually black metallic paint, and in the sunlight, it is off the hook spectacular. Come on up and I'll show you actually how nice factory paint is. Look how nice and crystal clear that is. The front end had a clear bra on it for a really long time, so it's virtually chip-free, and not to mention it has hardly any miles at all. But all of this stuff is held up really well because it was in climate-controlled storage, and it just is impeccable shape. So come on, let's take a look around for a minute. And one of the things that we look at a lot of times when we're buying a car is what kind of tires are on the car. You say, well, what's the big deal about tires? Well, the big deal about tires is this: if this is your baby, you're going to put the best tire you can on the car. You're not going to, you know, overspend on tires, but you're going to put the best thing that you can on there and get yourself a great set of those. But if you're just looking to get rid of this car, you're going to put the cheapest set of tires that you can find out there, maybe even used tires, right? And roll it out the door. In this case here, we have a nice set of Pirellis on here. Pirellis are not cheap, but you know what? This is a great car, and they didn't want to be cheap with the rest of it, so that's why you get service records and owner's manual and warranty books and all that kind of good stuff that comes with it. Bright red calipers like they're supposed to, with the Porsche decal on there. This looks great. You got the air holes here for the intercooler, a quick way to identify the car over a regular C4S wide body car. The turbos have those big air ducts there. And then as we walk around, so we got some things like the sunroof that becomes on it. This speed activated rear spoiler. Okay, at a certain speed, this lifts up to hold the rear end down on the car. And if you looked underneath this car is completely flat to keep the turbulence down underneath, so you don't hear all that and don't feel, sorry, not hear it all, but it doesn't start to lift the car at high speeds. It actually holds the car down in place and keeps it good. You got the chrome turbo emblem here. A lot of people change those to a multitude of colors. We have lots of those in stock. You can have a red one, a silver one, a black one, whatever you like there. We have them here. We have some even in carbon fiber, and they look really cool. And they're kind of fun to do those kinds of things. This has a sport exhaust on it, so when I fire it up, it sounds so good. All right, let's see about why people call these daily driver exotics. I'm gonna show you why for a second, okay? So for instance, this car has 4 seats inside. You can actually seat some people in the back. It has usable storage room up in here, okay? Check this out. But look at the perfection of how great everything is in here. Look at the condition. Like the carpets still have their shine to them, all right? Some important things to see on here are, for instance, like this decal. You can't buy this decal. This decal right here has all the options that came on the car, all right? If this car was in an accident and they had to replace the hood, you couldn't get this decal. That's a good indication that this is the original panels on the car, original paint on the car, and things like that. That's the way you want to buy a car. CD changer, all right? Batteries right inside here, so that's easy to get to. And then right down in here, come on over here for 1 second. Check this out. Spare tires, never been used. The tool kit, okay? If you need to lay down or want to put the tire inside here, you can do that. Here's a set of gloves for changing the tires, because people like me don't want to wreck that manicure. Look at that manicure. Is that good looking or what, huh? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. All right, so sealed up nicely in there. And then the real way to close the hood I have found, okay, is you let it drop a little bit and close it like that. That way you don't get handprints on the hood, and you're not slamming the hood, because it's aluminum and it's very lightweight. All right? Okay, let's check out the back of the car. You know, a lot of sports cars don't have a rear wiper. You say, well, what's the big deal about a rear wiper? Well, let me tell you what the big deal is. These cars are high speed. First off, they're all-wheel drive, okay, and they're high speed. So you can drive this car really, really fast in ugly weather. And they've designed these cars for the Autobahn, where it rains and the people drive fast, and they're thinking about how to keep things clear because you're moving it at those great speeds. This wiper makes a big difference. This car has a nice tint on the on the glass all the way around, and it appears to be legal. Don't know about it in your state, but it appears to be legal, and it looks really good. But in back here is the brawn of the brains of the rest of the car, if you want to call it that. But the difference is you can't see much, and the reason why is because everything is underneath. So if we were to look underneath this car, You can see the spark plug wires, the turbos, the wastegates. You can see everything there, and that's the way it's designed, so that you can service the car from underneath. Because if you're going to go to a shop, they're going to have a lift anyway, and it's actually just easier to get to everything underneath because this is a flat 6 engine. It's not a V6 engine or an inline 6 engine where you would get things from the top. It's a flat 6, so everything is accessible down below, and it also makes the car able to be squattier and lower to the ground. This also has what's called a dry sump oil system. A lot of people don't know what that means. I'll tell you what it means. A lot of you do, a lot of you don't. So what that does is instead of having the oil pan like some of our American muscle cars have, where the oil pan hangs down here, okay? What they did is they take the oil pan and they get rid of it. They get rid of that big hump, and that way they can lower the car down, and they take the oil pan and turn it into a tank on the side of the car, and that's where the oil is stored, which is a perfect idea because this way, with the engine lower in the car's going to handle so much better. You can package everything even better, and it holds plenty of oil on the side there to keep things rolling. But for instance here, you got just some things for like checking fluids. There's a coolant right here, and all the other accoutrements that you might need. Oil fill is right there, so you don't have to get under the car to do any checking. You just need to do maintenance underneath there. Okay, come on in here, let's check this out. All right. Wow, this is really nice. Okay, so standard on the turbo, all right, is a full leather interior. Well, what does that mean? Well, the full leather is not only just the seats, but it's things like the console. The dash is covered in leather. The A-pillars, Alcantara headliner, okay? All of these items in here, these Porsche crests are optional. This color, called Natural, is optional as well, and I love the interior color in this. This has the wood in it also, the wood package. This package is very expensive, and it's dark, and it matches inside the car here and just gives it such a rich look for time to come. And the silver with the wood trim just looks spectacular. This has the upgraded sound system in it, so it has a full digital sound system. Now keep in mind, we're talking about 2001. This is 2013, we're doing this video. 12-year-old sound system here, but it is on the cutting edge of sound system for back in its day, and it was very, very expensive. And it's probably in today's dollars, several $1,000s worth of sound system from the factory. It sounds great. Full leather wheel. This is covered in leather, the horn button. You notice the vents here are color matched to the dash. Another option. These are all these little things that people don't ever see or know, and what makes cars a lot more expensive than others. This has heated seats, not standard. The rear wiper, which we talked about. This also has the PSM, the Porsche Stability Management. That right there is a nice feature where it can individually brake at separate wheels if the car starts to slide, to kind of bring you back into line on the road if the car was to get out of control a little bit. 8,000 RPM tach, 200-mile-an-hour speedometer. How you doing, huh? Not that I would ever know what that's like, but if you see me driving, I'm the guy, you know, 55, right-hand lane, flashers on. That's who I am. Okay, maybe not always, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I have rambled more so than I can even stand myself to talk, and I love to talk. So I'm going to go ahead and just start it up so that you can hear really what you came for, and that's the sound of this turbo. All right, as we close up this video, let me jump in with this. If you're thinking about a 911 turbo, stop. Don't go any farther. Find a way to get this car in your life. We're talking about the lowest mileage turbo maybe in the world, right? Not to mention the Basalt Black Metallic Paint option, the wood inside, the natural leather, all the other accoutrements that are on the car, Pirelli tires. I mean, it's just that kind of car. You're talking about detail, 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 and its history and everything is there. This is the way to do it, man. This is maybe 1/3 the price of a new turbo right now with 15,000 miles on it. Just saying, I'm just saying. Anyway, if you can find a way to get this 911 turbo in your life, call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.